State Women's Lacrosse head coach Missy Doherty, student athletes Maria Off and Lucy Hobble. Start with an opening statement from Coach.
Yeah, I mean, we're really excited for the 2018 season. You know, every year is different here, and that's what makes it really fun as a coach. A couple things haven't changed year to year, and that's how hard the players are working. Every year it's so fun to see different leaders emerge, and we're already seeing that specifically in these two sitting here. So I think it's going to be another exciting season. Our schedule is super strong again, which I think is important. Being ready to compete in NCAA is that we go as hard as we can in our regular season. And opening up against Towson on Saturday, we haven't had any scrimmages. It'll be our first game, so we're excited to get out there and play someone other than ourselves.
Open up to questions.
How do you think the team will recover after graduating since?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a learning experience for a lot of people. We have a bigger freshman class coming in this year. We have a lot of returners that are ready to step up and play starting positions. You know, we have some experience that we're going to have to work out through preseason and through these first couple games when it comes to, you know, working on the defensive end. We graduated a lot of defenders, but it's so great to see people stepping up into not only playing positions but leadership positions. So that's, you know, the fun of sports is every year different stars emerging, and so far so good when it comes to different people stepping up.
With so many senior leaders departing, what you're kind of seeing right now that's impressive in terms of stepping up in a leadership role?
Yeah, I mean, we have amazing captains. Kayla Bristolari, Maggie Gallagher, and Katie O'Donnell are amazing captains. But I really think in any great team you have more than just your captains being leaders. I mean, we look for anybody who's stepping into one of those starting lineup roles to serve as a leader in some capacity. And, you know, thankfully, you know, specifically these two, Maria coming up as a sophomore on attack and really doing some great leadership things. Lucy as a junior, 3-year returning starter for us. You know, those leadership roles are emerging from a lot of different people, and that's what makes the game fun and thankfully, hopefully, will lead to some success.
What excites you most about this team and the season that you're going to have ahead of you?
I just love the players. I love the atmosphere our team creates. They always work hard. You know, we're able to move on to some other things as coaches because they're taking care of the work ethic. They're taking care of pushing each other, and they make it fun for us to coach. I mean, I think our challenge as coaches is to keep on our toes with what we can push them to do, how we can get even better from where we are, and, you know, how we can continue to promote leadership amongst the players so when we get to game day, they can take over the game themselves and they're not looking to the sidelines for the next play or the next option. So they make it fun for me. I love watching them play. I love watching them make great plays. And, you know, I think overall in the past couple of years, we certainly have been an exciting team to watch.
How do you come out right out the gate with Towson this weekend, not have any preseason games or, anything to really, kind of shake off the rest of you guys? And are you expecting, just a little bit of rest there, a lot of rest when it comes to the first game, seeing as how, in preseason you guys have all these great players.
Yeah, I mean, I think this game this Saturday is probably going to be one of our most difficult. You know, we don't have as much feedback on Towson. They haven't played anybody yet either. We haven't obviously played anyone to get some kinks out, but we had a great fall season. We played a couple scrimmages. We got to see some players emerge in some leadership roles throughout preseason. Certain aspects have gotten better and better and better, whether it was our gelling as an attack unit or defensive unit. So I think overall the players are just super happy not to have to play each other anymore, and we get to go out and test ourselves against somebody else, especially a team like Towson that's really good, really physical. They work really hard. We're certainly going to be tested, so we have to be ready and prepared. We can't waste many minutes knocking the cobwebs off. So it should be a challenge, but we're certainly ready to play somebody else.
For the student athletes, Coach mentioned it, you lost a lot of defensive folks last year. How have you seen the defense working together, and who has stepped up maybe on the defensive side for you all?
Well, I think that as a younger defense, it's really inspiring for the incomings to look at players like Katie O'Donnell, Kayla Bristolari, especially to step up in the moments in times of need. And I think throughout the fall we've been working really hard together to establish those connections and relationships within the squad, to really, on and off the field, to show how well we can work together in those times.
And for me, like, I'm not a defender, but from an attacking standpoint, like, I'm going against these girls every day, and like, they may be young, but as a unit, they're really starting to come together. And I think that, like, we, as an attacker and as a defender here, like, we push each other to get better. So, like, even though they might be young and inexperienced, like, our attack is pushing them to get better. They're pushing us to get better. Like, I'm just excited to see how, like, all our hard work this year is going to come together this season.
Right there, Maria or Lucy, kind of like Coach just said, from your perspective though, what's the level of kind of excitement and preparation right now, knowing that you won't be able to have to play against each other finally?
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly, like, I'm so excited for this weekend. Like, it's so fun going to practice and playing against each other, but, like, to play against someone else, like, it's just, like, a good change of, like, vibes and a good change of mentality. Like, we're excited to get started, excited to see where our hard work is going to take us. And, like, yes, I can go to practice and see, like, oh, yeah, we're being successful here, being successful here, but, like, you can't really tell officially until you get that challenge against another team. And I think that this weekend will be a good test for us and get to see, like, where we are standing for this season.
And I also think that throughout the fall and this preseason, Coach has mentioned owning the moment and the experiences you're put in, the opportunities you're given. So I think this weekend's a really great test for all of us. So we're both really excited.
Definitely excited to get started.
What area do you think you improved most from last year?
I mean, I think offensively, I mean, to be quite honest, it seems kind of a weird thing losing, Steph Lazo, one of our huge scorers from last year. But, we have a lot of different weapons coming in, a lot of different ones. Madison Carter's playing the best she's ever played. Maria here is playing the best she's ever played. And then to build on that, we have Delaney Muldoon back from an injury, a great lefty feeder, Maggie Gallagher coming in, really feeling a lot more comfortable on the offense. So it's so fun to see different players step up, and we've never been an offense that we kind of just rely on two people. We really rely on seven and even more than that. So that's really exciting for us. And I think the overall depth that we have as well is the best it's ever been. When we're scrimmaging in practice now, it's a super challenging scrimmage just because obviously the starters are talented, but the team they're going against will be playing on game day. So to have two pretty solid teams a part of your whole roster has really led to us getting better quicker, and thankfully all the players that are on the team are working super hard to be sure to compete for positions, but also to push our team to be the best in practice.
New starters on both sides, offense and defense. How do you feel each other plays that progression?
Yeah, I think, the style of your team is always changing. I think our job as coaches is to maximize the talent that we have, and our talent is different every year. We don't get stuck into we need to do this as coaches, and this is our plan, and you have to fit into our plan. We really want to assess the talent that we have on the team, and, this year it's a different look offensively a little bit because of the players that we have. Same things defensively. Thankfully for our program, it's been a really fun program to coach. I mean, Penn State is one of the top teams in women's lacrosse, and coming back from 2 Final Fours has been a great experience for our players, and they're ready to step up. They're ready to step into these different roles, and thankfully our players are bringing enough awesome qualities that as coaches we're really able to use that and to hopefully achieve a high level.
When you look back on last season, what's something you wish the team could have done better? What's something you could have done better?
Yeah, I mean, last year was amazing. I think we saw a lot of upsets in the NCAA tournament, and our team certainly did a great job progressing through the tournament and playing our best for each game. Our goal obviously is to be the final team standing, and we're committed to making sure we're doing all the small things possible to be the best team every game. But I love last season. The whole season was incredible. Going to Gillette Stadium, making some memories that these players will never forget. I mean, Lucy talks about, being ready for each moment in a game, and I can still remember specific moments from last season that I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. So, that's what our team and program are all about. That's why I love coaching, and hopefully why these guys love playing is to create those moments that you won't forget.
Coming off of that, is there a certain part of your team's game that you think is going to set you apart from the rest of your opponents?
Yeah, I mean, every team is good, so setting yourself apart, is always a tough one. I do think that our offensive power is pretty great this year. I think Madison Carter does also a good job on the draw. But I think hopefully our work ethic is going to set us apart. It's really hard to outwork the teams that we're playing this year, but we're ready to bring it, and hopefully we're ready to bring it for 60 minutes.
Marie, you talked about from an attacking standpoint against the young defenders you're going against. How about the goalkeepers? Kat played most of the minutes at goal for y'all last year, so how's it been seeing those goalkeepers grow in the offseason?
I think it's been a very good competitive environment between the two of them. Madison Cunningham came back from last year. She's been working hard all year to try to earn that spot, but Lucy also came in and is making a big impact on our team as well. And both of them, credit to both of them, they're working hard every day. You never know who's going to step up. They both make the plays that they need to make. They both come in, they do extra work, they put in the work to become great goalies, and I think it's going to be so exciting to see who really emerges out of that group. But honestly, from my standpoint, I don't even know who it's going to be. They're both so great. They both are amazing goalies, and shooting against them at practice, I get stuffed by each of them, multiple times through practice. They're great goalies, and I'm really excited to see, who steps up and how they continue to impact each other as well.
Lucy, for you, how do you, as the defender, how do you help those young goalkeepers maybe develop as the year goes on?
Well, Madison Cunningham, she has experience from last year, learning from Kat. And then Lucy, I think Madison has been a really good mentor for her throughout the fall and preseason. And I think also that our defensive unit has been helpful to both of them, just communicating with them, staying positive, giving each other feedback on what needs to be changed, what's good, what's bad. So I think together as a unit, we're going to be able to emerge this season.
For any, I was gonna say for any of you, this preseason ranking came out before number 2 in the Big Ten. Does that add any pressure to the team to have the same level of success, or even to do better than you did last year in terms of where you guys finished?
For me, I don't think it adds necessarily pressure. I think it adds fuel to fire. We don't usually get recognized that highly in the polls, and to see that finally we've gone back-to-back Final Fours, we're finally getting the recognition we deserve, and I think that just is some extra motivation for us, not necessarily pressure. I think that it's just gonna add something to us as the season goes on, that extra inspiration for us to be successful.
Is there another program that you look at as a measuring stick?
Well, I think thankfully because of our, our whole schedule, whether it's out of conference or in conference, I'm like, okay, well, who's our rival? And then I look at this team, I'm like, oh my God, they're a rival. And then you're looking at the next team, whether it's all the Big Ten games or our out of conference matchup. So it is interesting, a bunch of teams have different styles, so you're ready really to battle against all of them. Certainly Maryland's been a huge rival of ours, Northwestern, Ohio State. Those Big Ten rivals are huge for us. We're really excited this year to have, I think, about 5 games on the Big Ten Network, hopefully, and I think our sport in general is super exciting to watch, and you can really sense that spirit and that fight in these Big Ten games that we play. So we're certainly ready to get after it, not only in our conference but out of conference. With teams like Loyola, Towson, Virginia, every game seems to be somewhat of a measuring stick for us.
Coming out of 2 back-to-back tournaments, is there anything that you guys plan to do to attack your season to get to where you were in the past 2?
Well, I think again, it's just a whole new journey. You know, I think that you're always grateful that the players have experienced those games in the past, because parts of it aren't much different when it comes to pressure, when it comes to performing under pressure. So you're glad they do have the experience, but it's a whole new journey for us. We have a lot of young players, young new leaders, and it's going to be an exciting journey. But you know, you pull a little in from last year, and then you get excited for what you can do this year.
Time for one more question? All right. Thank you, guys.
Yep. Thanks.